In this 3-day, 2-night solo adventure ride, I showcase my backyard as I know it. During this ride, I ride through beautiful and picture-perfect bushlands and farmlands. I visit an Australian ghost town. I wild camp off the back of my motorbike and bring to you a small part of what the east coast of Australia has to offer. I hope you enjoy and get inspired for your own adventure rides. Welcome everybody back to my channel, The Apprentice Adventurer. I'm on a 3-day, 2-night solo adventure ride in the Australian bush, and for this ride I've got 4 goals in mind. Number 1, visit an Australian ghost town, which is where I'm off to right now. Will I not see any ghosts? Well, time will tell. Number 2, I want a wild camp at the back of my motorbike. Determination yet to be made on wherever I get to at the end of the day is where I'll set up camp. Number 3, I want to visit a dam lake system near the town of Wellington, New South Wales, Australia, which I've never been before, so I want to suss that out. And number 4, I want to film this beautiful, beautiful Australian bush, because Australia is not just a dry desert type continent. There is plenty of green scenery to be had, and hopefully I can bring that to the big screen. I knew it was going to be cold on this trip. I've got -2 for the next 2 mornings, but have a look at this. It's 11 o'clock in the day and we've still got solid ice out here. So I feel like have a look at that big ice sheet. I'm going to be in for a very, very cold morning, hence why I need to find a good firewood supply for where I'm going. But yeah, it's going to be very cold. The ghost town that I'm slowly making my way to goes by the name of Yerranderie. There are still a few people that live there. It goes a kangaroo, but some think it's a ghost town because they've seen ghosts there. Others call it a ghost town because it's an old abandoned village effectively. There's some old original buildings from the mining days, but those buildings are still erected, and most of them for us to go visit and experience. But are there ghosts there? Well, I've never met one. I like to think if there were ghosts, they come out at night time, which means I won't see any, but you never know. It's still a pretty cool destination to go to. The only downside is it's about a 70-kilometre long fire trail in and out the same way, but it's pretty tame, but still nevertheless some good sights to be had. So there's 2 ways to this ghost town that I've just looked at the map. So I can either cross here and risk being stuck by a farm gate because that's private property, but I don't know if you can go through or not. But I cannot see the bottom of this river, and after my last video I'm very scarred from rivers, even though this one is about 1/10 of the size, but I've got no idea how deep it is there. I cannot see. Or I can backtrack and be safe, which I think I'm going to do, because the idea of this trip was to be more scenic and free-flowing and not me getting stuck in cold waters. And no doubt I'd get through that, but it is 2 degrees at the moment with frozen water around me, so let's be smart and go back this way. Getting closer and closer to this ghost town known as Yerranderie, but this fire trail in and out is fantastically maintained. It's very, very easy going, but you do have to be careful of the odd very sharp corner that you could overshoot the track. Otherwise it's a very pleasant ride indeed through some very old bush known as Canangra Boyd National Park, and it's just been lovely so far. Lovely. Here we go, Yerranderie. Getting very, very close now. 4 kilometres to see if there's any ghosts. Let's go. Please stop, private town, Yerranderie silver mine and parking area. How cool is this? Be pretty steep in history here. Got the kangaroo. You can camp down here. I'm not sure exactly where, but it is possible. The bakery. The savings bank. Here's the tailor. Let's just have a look in the tailor. I did notice, I don't know if the GoPro is going to penetrate the glass, but there are beds that look like they could be made. Modern beds. Certainly no ghosts in there, not that I can see. I'm not too sure on the history and the current setup in terms of sleeping in these buildings, but I feel like you probably could perhaps book some sort of accommodation here, or recently used to be able to. Let's go have a look down here. Yeah, it's a pretty cool place here. It's a very easy one to get to, but as I said, it's listed as a ghost town online. I'm not sure if I believe in ghosts. I'm not sure if I ever saw one, if I'd be excited and or scared. But if they do exist, they may just be here. Got some old bottles in there. Certainly a lot of junk. Or shouldn't say junk, I should say relics. Slippery Norris. Let's see if I can get a bit of a look in these windows here. See, there's a bed in there, a modern bed, which is very suspicious. It's actually got a sign on the front door. What does it say? Use back door. Okay. Got a fairly modern toilet. I'm going with the vibe that you may be able to stay in some of these. I'm not sure which ones, but it looks like it's got a little kitchenette in it as well. I don't know if I'm allowed to go in there. Let's have a look if I can. Hello. Oh, I think you can just walk in here. Have a look at this. Very nice. Oh, got a duck. I'm going to hit my head. So yeah, some pretty modern beds. I tell you what, I would rather be camping in my tent in the middle of the bush somewhere. Oh, I just hit my head. Rather than in here, because it's just got creepy vibes. Yeah, no thanks. Not with that photo hanging above the bed. My dad said, I kid you not, just because I'm thinking there may be a ghost or not a ghost in here, and I don't even know if I believe in it or not, but the hairs on the back of my neck just stood up looking at that photo. Oh my goodness. Definitely would be warmer in here than outside though. Wow, pretty cool. Glad I was allowed to come in here. Well guys, it's been an absolute pleasure being here. The older I get, the more I enjoy places like this. The younger version of me would have come here for 2 seconds. I'm going to hang out here and do some ghost hunting off camera. Maybe some will come out. But it's been a pleasure. My next job though is to travel 100 kilometres and find a campsite in the next section of bush. And I need firewood because it's going to be -2 tonight and tomorrow morning. So I'll do that. And yeah, let's get out of here soon. Well, there's my next section of bush where I need to choose a campground. I really enjoy camping at the back of the motorbike, but not having any predetermined places other than what you can see there, a section of bush. But the further along I get here, the better I am off for tomorrow. However, I've only got about, I'll give myself 1 more hour and I have to stop because then I've got a half an hour of daylight to sort out this campsite, and I need bulk firewood because -2 tonight and tomorrow morning, so I can't just sit there with no fire. But yeah, it's very exciting trying to find a campsite last minute, but it can backfire, and it has backfired in the past, but hopefully not today. It's getting late in the day. I'm not finding anything suitable as yet. I mean, I could camp just here if I had to, but not really suitable. My maps have taken me along the boundary of some farmlands, but it doesn't look like anyone uses these tracks anymore, and they're quite greasy. This might be a disaster. I have to turn around because, oh no, I'm in it now. Don't fall in there, bike. Oh no, 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 no. This, I went down there. This is a no-go, no-go. Absolutely not. It is just a mud bowl, and it's a one-way ticket that might not work out. Oh, this is not good, Lance. Don't fall in these ruts. Go, go, go. Let's get out of here. Oh, that was a time-consuming exercise. This is looking promising. I'm on a twin track. I'm climbing. Oh, what about just up there? Where is this going to take me? I reckon scoot up here and let's see. This could be epic. Could I camp here? So guys, this is where I decided to camp. I think it's a pretty cool spot. I've got the sun setting to my left, but let's have a quick look. That will be my tent right there. I will have a fire right down there. And then coming back, let's get an aerial view of where I'm staying and let's see what that looks like. What a camp spot that was. It's taken a bit of time to get going. It's 8:30 in the morning. I'm normally up and at it by about 7:38, but it's alright. Bit of extra cold, bit of extra time to get going. And my bike started first go, which is very promising. Let's get out of here. This was not what I was expecting. I thought I'd bypass this river, but it turns out I must go through. Oh, I don't know about this. It's way too cold. Oh, how deep is it? Go, Lance, go. I don't know if my feet got wet. They're so numb I can't feel them yet. Oh, risk it. Look at all this ice in this puddle. Wow, it is just so cold. What I truly love about this section of bush and the Australian bush in general, it was -2 this morning, but I've been at the exact same location minus the camp spot, and it can be +40 degrees in summer. Such a difference in temperature ranges out here, and everything still loves it, grows and thrives. as I keep traversing this landscape and knocking over the kilometres one by one, encroaching on Burrendong Dam, the end destination for today, as a solo effort, this ride for me though, it's just absolute freedom. It's hard to describe unless you're doing it yourself. I've got no worries in life at the moment. I'm just riding, enjoying, nothing hard about the ride, just taking in this beautiful scenery. And I'm just so in love with the east coast of Australia. I love the outback, I love the desert as well, but how can you go wrong riding through here? Doesn't matter what the temperature is. This is what it's about. This is what it is all about. Look what we've got here. I believe this is the Macquarie River. In my last video, this river I thought was going to steal my bike, and I generally thought I was going to drown it, and somehow I got through. But now look at this one, way lower. This is much easier than having rocks that you can't see on the bottom. Thank you, Macquarie River. I hope I've got that river right. So I just checked my maps and zoomed in. That river wasn't the Macquarie River, but only a few kilometres down the road it feeds directly into it. So I can blame the water from that for making that last crossing, my last video, also scarring in my brain. I'm just about to hit the main highway to approach Burrendong Dam, but have a look at this. I've just traversed about 100 kilometres of terrain like this. You've got a big eagle flying over there, soaring. What a gem of a place. 10 degrees now, better than -2. Awesome stuff. Well, I made it, Lake Burrendong. My job is to go around this whole thing and come back in on the east side and see if there's any camping opportunities in the bush there. Let's get up to that lookout and have a better look.
Once at the dam wall, I really wanted to get my drone in the air and take the aerial views of just how big this dam actually is. But unfortunately, due to local regulations, I couldn't fly my drone near the actual wall itself, so I had to ride down the road to a lookout and get the views from a little distance away. But as you can see, this is one large inland dam, and it was awesome to see it from above.
It's getting late in the day, but I'm still pushing on to find a campsite. I've got about an hour left of daylight. But as I'm going between these farmlands, there's this black water pipe, multiple pumps throughout. It's been going for kilometres. It ducks underground every now and again, comes back out. Must be pumping some serious water. I've never seen anything like it. This pipe just keeps on going. I've only got two answers for it though. Either a super rich farmer who's just irrigating the, what out of his land, or for the wind farms, because they are building a lot of wind farms out here, and no doubt they need plenty of water to do so. Ridiculous. It would have cost so much money. And the investigation continues. Here it is, going into a pump, water tank, and then it continues up the hill. Seems to be a pump at the base of every little hill, from what I can see. I certainly haven't laid it pretty. I'm assuming temporary. I don't know why I'm getting enjoyment out of following this pipe. It's yeah, something cool to do as I'm travelling. I really need to be looking for a campsite though. Sorry guys, I missed the pipe. It went directly underground back there. I couldn't be bothered turning around. I assumed it was going to come back up, but it's just completely stopped. It went at a 90-degree angle straight into the ground. Well, there you go. It's certainly not for a farmer. I wonder if they've trenched it underground somehow. Oh man, I'm never going to find the answer for that. If anyone knows where that black pipe goes, please drop it in the comments, and or what you believe it's used for. Look at these big suckers. And all these birds. But my situation is getting a little bit grim because I've got a half an hour before the sun goes down on the west side of the mountains. I'm now travelling south, but I'm on private property other than this road, so I'm looking for a patch of public land where I can set up camp The maps aren't showing anything, but it's been an awesome road between all the farms, but I've definitely overcommitted on today's itinerary. It'll work itself out, it always does. If I have to ride at night time, you have to ride at night time, but definitely keep my eyes open now for a campsite. Come on, little bubba. Don't do anything silly. There you go. Oh, cool. Well, not all trips pan out as you hope. I'm in a world of hurt now. This is indeed a booked area. This whole east side of Burrendong Dam is private property. There is no bush to camp here. It is now 4:15. I've got 45 minutes of sunlight and I'm miles from any, that I know of anyway, public land. I knew this trip was all about just seeing the sights and exploring new areas. Now I know that this is a no-go zone in terms of bush tracks. It's still beautiful, I'm enjoying it, but now I am in a world of hurt. I'll have to get back to the main. But when in a bit of pain, here comes a bit of coolness. Hello, buddy. You've just made my afternoon. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna, I don't even know what I'm gonna do yet, so I'll stop filming and I'll pick up the filming when I sort something out, whether it be dark or not. In this video, I've been filming some of Australia's nice, beautiful green landscape and what's on offer, but I also like to think us Aussies are pretty tough, and I tell you what, tough is exactly what I need right now, because I've got about 10 minutes of daylight left and then it is dark, and I've been travelling about 180 kilometres of private property, fence line after fence line after fence line, and nowhere to camp. And I don't know how tough I'm going to have to be, but I'm in a world of hurt, just simply in a world of hurt, and I don't know what to do really other than to keep pushing on, because that's all I can do. Well guys, night two, certainly not what I envisioned. I kept pushing on and through those private properties on those dirt roads, but there was this one occasion where this kangaroo came all too close to me. How I didn't come off, I do not know. It may as well as jumped on my leg. I ended up getting the maps out, and at a 40k an hour is all I could manage on those roads. An hour and a half to get to the next bush that I knew I could camp, and that would have made it 8:30 at night. But after that near miss, I had a bit of a shock, so I decided to beeline to a freeway. And I've made my way to a town called Ilford, and I saw a little symbol on my maps with a camp sign. There was 2 RVs there. I'm literally on the side of the freeway. I can hear cars going past. I've got nothing positive in terms of heat. There's no fire. I'm in a paddock. The only advantage I can think of, to be honest, is my dinner, my on-track meals. I can cook them in my tent because I don't need any fire to cook them. But what a rough night. Don't get me wrong, the adventure ride has been so good, but sometimes you get the wins, sometimes you don't, and that's the downside of not picking a predetermined campsite. Lance, learn your lesson, but I wouldn't have it any other way other than having a bit of a fire. It is what it is. I'm going to try to do the best I can to lay in my little tent to stay out of the freezing cold, because it's -2 again, and I'm going to pick up the filming because I've got a whole nother day tomorrow to go still and catch some of the beautiful sights, and yeah, sleep well to myself. As I sat in my tent with this look of absolute despair, I couldn't help but wonder, in 10 years' time, will the 50-year-old version of myself be happy with this outcome? I probably think I wouldn't be, but for now, I'll just take it as a win. So it just had to beat -2 yesterday by 1 degree today. Check out my Krieger packs. Check out the mirror, like it is caked on everywhere. Even the phone's frozen up. That's probably not even going to work. Let's have a look. No, that's not even coming on, like it's my old phone. It is just everywhere. I'm like in a winter wonderland here, and my fingers are so numb. Wow. Yet just another problem. My boots got wet last night and they are frozen. They're not moving. I can't get my foot in my own boot. Since when is that a problem in, what the hell, in motorbike riding? A frozen boot.
Oh my goodness.
Well guys, I'm on my last day. It was so rough last night. You would have seen me in the tent, but I've made it to the town of Sofala. I've been here many times, but I've never been here and actually stopped. And I feel like I'm the only person in town. However, I got here too early. Nothing was open. But the Australian Post and the cafe, I've got some people who want to get a little bit famous on YouTube. They saved me. They opened up. They wanted a coffee. The word went around town quickly. Young man, what's your name?
Shannon.
Shannon? He sorted me up by walking from here to here, and the coffee somehow came from here when I was over here. Marley? She's only very young, but she's going to be selling some items here in front of the Antiques Collectibles. So get on down here and buy some stuff. But thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. And Sofala, I don't know why I haven't stopped here before, but it's been a treat when we've got perfect temperatures now. So I'm going to continue on and get out of here. Oh, Sofala, you saved my life. I so needed breakfast and a coffee. Thank you so, so much. And now let's get into some bush. It's going to be a beautiful day today, guys. A top of 15, which is a massive change from the last few days I've had. Let's not get wet boots yet though. I tell you what, it's so nice to see the different contrast between where the frost is still sitting because the sun hasn't defrosted it yet versus where the sun has hit. And it's 10 o'clock in the morning and that's what we're still dealing with. It looks pretty cool indeed. Let's just get some views happening. Have a look at this tree. 3 trees growing out of one. That's pretty cool. This is just so beautiful at this time of year. It's green, patches of white. Really, really nice. And here it is, one of the best lookouts going around that very, very few people know about. And you can park right up on the edge here. Have a look at that. What a fitting place to end this video. Australia in my eyes is not just a red, dry, sandy continent. It is a continent of all terrains, plenty of greenery to be had. It is a land of harshness, extreme cold and extreme heat, but this is Australia and I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.